This is a comparison video between Livescope Plus and Livescope XR. Now, I am a guide here in New Hampshire that strictly, almost strictly, targets lake trout all year round. So I have Livescope Plus in this hand, the one that's moving, I don't know, right hand, and then I have Livescope XR in my left. So this one's just the sonar piece, not including the black box. I think this is like $1,300, $1,200 right now just for the sonar itself with the transducer. And then this one's, they just dropped the price, so don't quote me. I think it's like $2,200 to $2,500 just for that. Now the biggest difference is this one is more like 4K resolution, and this is more like 1080p resolution. So this one runs at 800 megahertz. This one runs at like 1200 megahertz. And I'll put up the exact specs right here, and don't quote me on those. I think it's 1.2 kilohertz, which is the same thing, 1200. And then 800. So this one has a lot more punch, it's a lot more expensive. Obviously it's a lot bigger. This one's actually currently in dad mode, this one's in forward mode. And I'm gonna run a comparison between the two right now. And we're in really deep water, like 130 feet, which this is great at, this is not great at. So let's get into it right now. So I'm using the Fishing Specialties pole and their mount system. It's the most rugged pole that I have found out there that's cheap, or on the cheaper end of things. Like you can get poles that are like now like $2,000. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm going to be running both. I'm going to be running these both in down mode for now. I'm just going to put that, so this surface is basically parallel with the water. I'm going to run it over on this side, just a little more cumbersome. Right now we're running a Garmin GPS map 1243 XSV, and that allows me to have HDMI out, and I'm using an AverMedia recorder. You guys don't need to know any of that stuff, but that's how I'm recording the screen. So I have LVS62, or Livescope XR on the left of the screen, and I might have it reversed. I'll point out whatever screen it is because it's reversed in my software. And then on the other side, we're looking at the same targets. We're looking at 15 to 18 inch lake trout down 130 feet deep, like way the heck down there. And as you can see from Livescope Plus, it's like I can't even see those fish because they're so far down there. Now Livescope Plus is great from, let's say, 5 feet all the way down to, I would say 80 is the max I push it for Lakers, and then I switch over to XR. Now, what I get from most people, is it worth the extra money to get XR? If you religiously, like I do, religious is probably not the best word. If you go for Lakers a lot like I do, XR is definitely worth the money. Now, I will say, if you're in Canada, or anywhere up north more, where like the water temp never really sets up thermocline wise, and you're always jigging in like 100 feet or less, don't even bother buying XR because you won't need it. You can use just Plus, or you can switch over to your GT54 transducer, your normal 2D transducer, which I'll pull up a picture of right now in the specs for that. Before I started using Livescope, I was using that the whole time, just the normal transducer. And if you want to watch videos on how to set that up, not in this video, but I have in other videos and all my settings and all that stuff that you guys can go look at. So if you have a lake like Lake Champlain or even Sebago that has bigger Lakers than the 20 inches and under, you can probably get away with Plus going down a little bit further. Right now, if you want to get down deep with Livescope Plus, your best bet is to put it in down mode like I just showed you. And that's in the settings here, I'll show you right now. So options, this is for Plus XR, but sonar setup, installation, and then orientation. Right now mine's in forward, but you want to select that down mode button. That will give you, put it in down mode, so it's parallel with the bottom of the lake, and put it in down mode. That's how you get the nice clear return without ghostry. Now, I can't even see my jig on Livescope Plus. I can see the fish. My jig's really, really tiny. It's only like 2.5, 3 inches, not even. And the goal is to just see these fish chase my jig. So I want to stop above them, like this one right here. I got a pair of them sit right next to me. And I'll point them out here. 1, 2, 3, 4 Lakers. And then I can't see any of them on Livescope Plus, which is a huge issue, because what's going to happen is I'll finally see a lake trout, I can't see my jig, and the lake trout's going to come chase me, and I'm not going to act normal. I'm not going to run away in time. They're going to make me, and then they're going to break off and go somewhere else. Oh, this one's engaged. Not very hot, but he's engaged. Oh, you little monster. He nibbled it. Oh, he's still chasing me. There we go. Got him. So I aimed that pole towards my jig a little bit better, but it should still be able to see down there. So Livescope Plus and XR are still 20-degree cone angle, and then 135 degrees forward and back. So I can see a big distance down there. Oh, it's the biggest laker of the day, for sure. Oh my goodness. It's the biggest laker of the day, of course. Pretty much every time I do how-to videos on Lake Winnipesaukee, I catch a nice fat one. So that's above average. Above average laker for Winnie. So we're gonna catch another one here, and then we're gonna move over somewhere shallower so I can show you what XR does when it's shallow. It's really, really powerful, so it does not handle shallow water well. You can put it in perspective mode, but I wouldn't suggest that for lake trout. But that's what a lot of the pros are doing now, is they're putting that in sideways or perspective mode, and Lowrance calls it something else. I don't remember. It's like scout mode or something like that. That allows you to see really far out, but shallow. Won't help you with jigging, I'll tell you that. I missed that one because I was sleeping. But as you can see, it's really, really, really hard to see on Livescope Plus. Just everything's, literally the pixels are smaller, and I have settings the same for both right now. Gains turned up, let me show you, gains turned up to 74 on Livescope Plus just to see down that far. So it's really not a good tool for deep water. But if you want to buy Livescope and you want to ice fish with something, Plus is your way to go, because lakers can be in any depth during the ice season. You want to go again, buddy? Chasing me again. And I will constantly adjust my poles so that my beam is right on my jig. And you might say, oh, it's Livescope, you can see everything. That is not the case. It's not always the hardest return, so I'm trying to get the hardest return out of my jig, not always the fish, especially when I'm vertical jigging. And I'm not sponsored by Garmin at all, so don't even see that. Everything's bought with my own money, and I will leave the link for XR and Plus and my screen off Amazon below. That's where I bought most of this stuff, just because it's there the next day and I can impulse buy really expensive things. And these, this jig is a couple inches long. I'll show it to you here in a minute, but it's glow in the dark, which is why it works so well down there at 120. Now I will fish XR, as I've fished XR, a Livescope extended range, down to 160, but even that's pushing the limit of what it can see. They rate it for, I think, 350 for fresh, now 350 for salt, and 500 for freshwater. That's just not true. I'll put this in forward mode here in a minute and shoot out and see how many lake trout I can see going out. But if you're digging for lakers a lot, I'll switch to XR. You can always dial it back power-wise. Right now we're at like 70 something. Buy the biggest screen you can afford, and don't buy the LVS32, especially if you want to do lake trout jigging. Just buy Livescope Plus. I'm sure as soon as you buy it, they'll come out with another one, but nothing we can do about it. Come on, I know all three of you can see me. Got him. That's a little guy, though. land this one, then we'll show you some depth tests here. That's how little we're talking for Lakers. So we're seeing lots and lots of fish on XR, but not on, I mean, we're barely seeing them on Plus, which is why we have XR. And I know we don't fish this side of the lake, but there's a ton of Lakers over here. So we're coming up a ledge. As you guys can see, we're gonna go up as probably as shallow as 50, 60 feet. So we're starting to see a ghost tree on XR. Which is normal. I'm gonna put both of these on auto. Auto, auto. So one thing XR won't show you is, because it's so powerful, it kind of blurs the bottom quite a bit. You won't see fish scooting on bottom as much as you will with Livescope Plus. That's just one of the reasons I have both. There's a nice high flyer we can see on both. And you'll start to see more flashing going on back and forth. That's the two sonars fighting with each other. Not fighting, but it's interference. So see, we're getting lots and lots of ghost tree with XR. Not so much with Plus, similar settings. And I can dial the gain down just because we were fishing deep. It's up there. About 50 is probably the shallowest I'd use XR. And in down mode, ghost tree is the best. If I put this in forward mode, you have a lot more ghost tree, which is that fake kind of curve thing at the bottom of both sides. All right, that's it for Livescope Plus versus XR. That being said, I have both because this is what I do full time. I really tell people, if you're gonna be a weekend warrior and you're gonna take your boat out 5-6 times in the summertime, buy Livescope Plus and then learn how to use your normal 2D sonar. Learn how to use your 2D sonar so you can jig for Lakers with 2D. And Fishing Specialty actually makes a mount that you can mount your 2D sonar on the pole at the kind of the same time. So that way you don't have to have it like jigging off the back of your boat uncomfortable, which is how mine's set up. But I almost never use it, so.